volunteers and when students are coming from lunch and all of that. So again, we apologize for starting a little bit late. We'd also like to welcome those of you that are our guests to Shawnee High School. Some of us, of course, spend a daily time here, but welcome to those of you that are helping us out with our panel today. Just a little information about us. My name is Rosie Matthews. I teach engineering and math here, and my engineering design classes are part of the Flex Factor project. We also have Bob DeLong, who is in the back of the room, who has students participating, as well as Jeff Collins, who is a math teacher with us, and Elizabeth Nelson, who is in our English department. So total, there are 5 different classes that are participating in Flex Factor. We have 20 teams. We had a group that presented this morning, and then our second group, of course, is this afternoon. Just a little bit about Flex Factor for you. Flex Factor is a project that is done 1 day a week out of our semester. We have people from Sinclair Community College that come in and work with our students, working towards this presentation piece of the project. So besides the project, these are students that are also learning how to use Inventor. They're in applied chem. They're working on study skills. They're doing various other things besides this particular project. The project, what it does, students come together and they try to solve a problem. And when they first think about this problem, we want them to think about their passions. We want them to think about maybe something that they're interested in and something that they would like to solve. And so you might hear a few stories as far as why they chose the product development that they did. If you don't, please feel free to ask them what has inspired them and their product, because we'd always like to hear those stories. From there, the project does have them do research, and they have to come up with a solution as in their product development. The solution can be anything as long as it has a flexible hybrid electronic, an FHE. And so you will see not only their problems, but their solutions. Some of them have made through Inventor, some of them have made, or have through Drawlins, have made their product for you. And then probably one of the most important pieces that I feel, the project takes them through the product development so that they actually have to come up with a business plan. They have to come up and figure out and learn things about profit and revenue and gross profit margins and things like that. They will talk to you about their advertisements and where they want to partner and different things like that. And of course, all of that is presented to you, which also is a key piece for us, we feel, because so very often, especially after COVID and how education has been, it is a rarity that students get to, 1, work together, 2, speak about what they are interested in or what they are passionate about, and also just that anxiousness about and that excitement about speaking in front of people. Okay, so hopefully that gives you kind of a little overview of what we are doing. I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Huckabee. I'm sorry, Mrs. Huckabee, I lost you. And Maria Burkett, who are from the Sinclair Community College.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. I'm the Flex Factor project manager. Marianne's my new colleague. It's been learning how to do this semester. As we grow the program from 13 students when we started to 191 this fall. So it's been a lot of fun. I enjoy driving up here. For me, it's a peaceful drive, and I like working with the students that we have here. Judges, just to kind of give you an FYI, I think Maria gave you the specs on how to do the judging. One thing that the judges from this morning said they would like to amend, and I think it's fair enough to give it to you. The business model is prescribed within how it works within the Flex Factor curriculum. They have to come up with all the pricing that goes into it, then they double that for the addition of labor and distribution. Then there are typically, it's not all the time, they multiply that by 1.5 for a 50% markup. We'll see those numbers over and over and over again this afternoon, but that's how that works. Sometimes, if it's a product that students feel very passionate about and they're going towards the nonprofit market, we will let them do a lower markup. Or conversely, if they have a product that is so low in price compared to their competitors, we'll let them increase that profit margin. So just so you know, that's how that works. Students, you guys have this. You worked really hard all semester. You've done a good job. I'm really proud of you. So take a big breath, let it out, you'll all be fine. Our first group up didn't think they were going to be first, so they've been a little more anxious than perhaps they would have been. So keep going back. Our first team up will be, is it II or IITV? If you get their slides pulled up. We will give them all a signal when to start because this is a timed presentation. They have to complete it in 4 minutes, 15 seconds or less, where they get points deducted. After they have presented, there will be a question and answer time for the judges.
Hi, I'm Anthony.
I'm Wayne.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Eric.
This is the IITV. It stands for Improved Internal Tactical Vest.
Our problem is from 2006 through 2021, a total of 19,378 active duty service members have died while serving in the U.S. Armed Forces.
This is what our project will look like. It will stick into the vest, and the large rectangle will serve as the sensor, which will indicate if any bullet passes through it and will alert any medical bystanders. Our product will be powered by the soldier's thermal energy, and the sensor will detect if it's broken, which will alert medics to help the soldier to check.
Here are some of our attributes. It's waterproof, it communicates injuries, it's flexible, and it costs less than the other ones. The other vests that the military uses, like the SCP, which is only flexible and waterproof. Here are the costs of our components. In total, it'll add up to about $506. Our target market is 650,000 U.S. Marines and Army soldiers. The cost of one will be $1,012. 10% of our market will be 65,000, so the total cost will be 65 million. We will sell it for $1,500. Our revenue will be 97 million, and we'll profit $31 million.
Our key partners will be different branches of the government to make sure we can get it out to the U.S. Army and the different branches in the U.S. Army. And we'll be working with Netflix to get our FHEs off them. And finally, we'll be working with KDH to make sure that we can get fine bulletproof vests.
Thank you for your time. Any questions?
What was your connection to making this product?
We were just interested in like the military.
Do you have any sort of assurance that those key partners are wanting to collaborate with you on this?
No, not yet. Thank you.
Any other questions?
One other question. I didn't see a reference to marketing in your plan.
I think we'll just talk to like advertise it on. I don't know. Get that. Any more?
All right, thank you. Judges will give you a few minutes to go ahead and fill out.
And this is wildlife detection system. Unfortunately, the rest of my team couldn't make it today, but I will send it along. So here's the introduction of the problem. There were around 20,000 deer vehicle collisions in 2019, and this caused 4 fatalities and 966 total injuries. And this doesn't account for any other wildlife colliding with the vehicle or deaths to the deer. Our solution to this is to make a thin, transparent decal with thermal sensors in it that will detect the deer and then alert the driver via the interface of their car. And at the same time, it will be emitting a high-frequency sound in order to scare the deer away. And here's a breakdown of the product. We're going to have the thermal sensor, and that's going to detect the deer. The processor is going to find the temperature, which is near an animal, and the general body shape. It's going to go to the Bluetooth, and it's going to be sent to the driver, and it's going to alert the driver, and then emit the sensor, or emit the sound. And the good thing about the sound is it's out of the human's hearing range, so this will not distract the driver at all. Here's the attributes of ours. There's a thermal sensor, a warning, a high-frequency emitter, and it's an aftermarket product. And Clearway, which is a detection system that's put on signs, it's mostly used in Canada. Doesn't have a emitter, and it's an aftermarket product. And same can be said for Ball's animal detection system, but it's a little different because it's on cars. And here's the cost of our product. Thermal sensor will be $10, along with the processor being $1, connection interface being $10, the high frequency emitter being $10, and then the decal will cost $5. The cost of one is $72 in total to make, and if we reach 10% of the audience we are looking for, which is current Volvo drivers in Ohio, that would be $70,000, and in total that would cost us $5 million, and then we would be selling this at a $108 price and gaining $7,560,000 but in the end, after everything, we would gain a net total of $2,520,000. We wish to partner with places like Napa, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, and Amazon as a means of selling. Nextlex will be making our FHEs, which are the thing that actually is a sensor and everything. And Volvo, I want to make the biggest partner because their current animal detection system I like, and I would just like to improve on it. Hopefully, we can be a good partner with them. Thank you. Take any questions?
Can you tell me again how the Volvo one is different?
The Volvo one is different because it doesn't have an emitter, and I don't know if it's completely thermal. I just know that it does similar stuff to ours. Anyone?
You talked about your decision to sell it at the aftermarket as opposed to partnering with OEMs.
We actually talked about that a lot, and I first wanted to integrate it with the vehicle, which would push more towards not having it as an aftermarket product. But we thought that we can expand the audience if it's an aftermarket product, so we can sell to much more people. Any others?
So you mentioned the state of Ohio. Was the data that you presented at the beginning about the number of collisions just from Ohio?
It was just
Nationwide?
It was just the deer vehicle collisions in Ohio.
Okay. And do you have any sense on the number of Volvo drivers in Ohio?
That's what the number was. What that target audience was 10% of that, and there's around 700,000.
Volvo drivers or drivers?
I want to say Volvo drivers. I'm not entirely sure. Anyone?
Let's give him a really big
Hello, I'm Tyler Dyer,
I'm going to
Tristan Newton, and we want to show you our prime locks, our vehicle locking system. Our job for our prime locks are to secure, contain, and protect, or just SCP for short. In 2020, nearly 900,000 cars were stolen, and 20,000 of those cars were stolen in Ohio. And more recently, you might have heard that Hyundai and Kias have been targeted due to their faulty locks.
So a quick look at how this is going to work. There'll be a sensor that detects when the key fob is being pressed, and it will communicate through Bluetooth to move the metal keyhole cover up or down to block the keyhole to make it so you cannot lockpick it too much. And it'll be like the whole idea so that you cannot lockpick the vehicle. To give you guys a quick look at this, there will be an assembly or a device that sits on the door handle that moves the metal cover up or down to block off the keyhole cover by the press of a button on the key fob. Another idea we had too was to put a thumbprint sensor on it to make it more custom to the owner of the vehicle.
The attributes of our prime locks is that it is small, efficient, and affordable. As you can see, it does outperform our community. This is a quick look at the cost of one of our prime locks. As you can see, the total is $37.
As you can see here, this slide right here is a quick look at the finances. The target market is drivers in Ohio, which is about 8 million people. Our key advertisers hope to be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we hope to add next books for our FHEs. Next slide, please. And thank you for listening. I would enjoy any questions that you have.
sure I understand the product. So are you definitely having the fingerprint sensor as part of it, or is that still in consideration?
It's still in consideration.
Okay. But you're gonna have a little piece that moves up and down?
Yes.
What else did you choose this? I know you said because, there's a lot of vehicles being stolen in Ohio. Do you have any personal relationship with that, or is this just something that you guys are like, this is a need, we need to fix?
We had just seen in the news about Kia and Hyundai being targeted for locking systems, and it kind of sparked the idea for us to try to implement that. So,
Any more questions?
Our product is protection. I'm Alex. I'm Olivia.
I'm Langston.
Addison. Every year, over 7 million animals get hurt, lost, not to mention animals are also harmed in labs and lost at home. Our group has come up with a way to protect animals by monitoring their health. This is our block diagram. It tells you its heart rate, respiration rate, and the stress levels. The processor is normal dog vitals, and the action is it would alert the owner by an app, and the power is a rechargeable battery.
The cost? The cost exactly for one of our products would be $46.50.
This is our accident chart. That section is waterproof, rechargeable, and flexible. The other two don't do as much as that section does.
This is our financials or our statistic charts. As you can see, the cost of one, 10% on market, total expenses, all that fun stuff.
This is who we plan on selling and advertising our product, like Knowles Veterinary Hospital and Walmart. We would have them so they can get the majority of the product out to the people. And who we have for our advertising would be Hulu, the History Channel, Zoo, so that people can see it on the greater platforms.
Thank you. Any questions?
Will the product be visible in other colors?
Yes.
Why did you choose your advertising companies?
So it's just on a greater platform, so a lot of people that have dogs and stuff can see it if they're like on other social platforms. Super simple.
When I was in 6th grade, I used to volunteer at a dog shelter, and there were a lot of animals that got lost. There was this one animal that got beat with a golf club. It wasn't pretty. And there were just so many animals that were injured and lost, and if there was a way to help them, I would have helped it. Any other questions?
Yeah, I wanted to kind of follow up on the question here. Why specifically the History Channel as a marketing partner?
Just for more people to see.
Have you thought about, I think your price point was 46. Have you thought about that price point for what a regular dog would be worth if you had over here?
customers pay that much if it was a way, help their animals more, just in case there was an accident, because accidents do happen, you can't prevent them. Plus, people have stuff like shock collars and collars for, fences, so.
Today we are visiting to you the Concussion Detection Strip. I'm Kenny.
I'm Jackson.
I'm Blue.
I'm Cora.
So the problem at hand is the amount of people that suffer concussions in high school. According to the HCC, 1 in 5 high school students will sustain a concussion during the season. The publications of AAP, which stands for the American Academy of Pediatrics, say that high school athletes experience concussions at a rate of 4.17 per 10,000 exposures. 67,000 concussions per year are diagnosed in the nation. Studies by the Southwestern Medical Center have been shown that 78% of athletes will hide their symptoms. The CDS, or concussion detection strip, will help to recognize a high school player has a concussion. For our block diagram, the first thing is the sensor. The EEG sensor measures levels of specific brain waves that can help with diagnosing concussions. Research shows that delta waves decrease with age, but they've been shown to increase in players who have sustained a concussion in high school. The processor will keep track of the data from impact that has been measured, and the action, if the impact is too much, it alerts the computer to the coaches and athletic trainers. The communication is the device will start beeping immediately and is reported to the coaches and athletic trainers. It's powered by a flexible strip that is attached to a solar patch on the outside of the helmet.
The CDS strip will have EEG sensors, will be rechargeable, flexible, and will have Bluetooth and a video device inside the helmet. Where Tezuda only has EEG sensors and a video device, and Shockbox has EEG sensors, rechargeable, and has Bluetooth.
The cost of one of our products is $25. And our advertisements and our key sponsors will be Nike, Rydell, Microsoft, and Netflix. And our advertisements will be Dick's Sporting Goods and Amazon.
That is all for our presentation. Thank you all for listening. Are there any questions?
Did I miss, did you determine what you're going to sell this for? That's about the cost of manufacturing. Is there what you're going to sell your consumers, your customers?
No, we actually didn't have that part in there, but the price, I think, was like $25 just for the product itself.
So what do you think you would sell it to your customer for?
Probably $100 because of all the sensors and the Bluetooth and everything it would cost, and we also have to make a profit off of it. And it would be sold to colleges, and football teams are the main targets. Are there any other questions?
name is Zane, and our product is the Spiffy that makes sure your food isn't iffy.
This is kind of what our product's going to look like with the scanner. That's going to scan the food, and then it's going to, like, the bacteria and stuff, it's going to tell you what it is in that right there.
Our problem is that there's too many chemicals put in food that are harming people. And in 2018, studies showed that over 300 million chemicals were consumed from food. Some of those chemicals are polyfluorinated alkyl substances, which is found in air, water, and soil. Bisphenol A, which is plastics such as bottles and packaged foods. And then polyvinyl chloride, found mostly in meats and cheese.
Our sensor is going to detect pesticides, bacteria, and fungus. The processor is going to present the chemical levels, and the action is going to detect what chemicals are in your food.
These are our competitors, and ours checks all the boxes for every sensor at low cost and it's portable. The Green Test Eco 4 is only portable and takes for bacteria, and the wholesale is way too expensive and only takes for pesticides.
Our overall cost for the product is going to be $47.
Our target market is households in the U.S., and our cost of one is $94, and our profit is around $580 million.
We're going to advertise on Facebook, TikTok, and Food Network, Spectrum, just so we can get it out there, because that's where most of the people are going to see it. And then Netflix to get us our technology.
Thank you. Any questions?
How did you land on this idea?
Really, we were researching problems throughout the world, and this was one of the main factors.
Is this something that you would see selling just in this country, or would you sell it elsewhere?
We haven't thought about that, but we can sell it everywhere.
Does it work on all food, any kind of food?
Yeah, any type of food.
Liquids too?
Not liquids, but food.
Did you see this technology expanding into other industries or fields besides just food?
Yeah, probably. I would say, you're talking about like to find other chemicals and things?
Sure, right. Use it on furniture.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, it could. Yeah.
My name is Sebastian. I'm doing the collapse watch. Is it?
I'm Alex.
I'm Ricky. I'm David.
The problem is many people can't afford a service dog because they're really expensive.
These are our product components. Ours is waterproof, flexible, it's rechargeable, and it's colorful. Fitbit on the head is waterproof, rechargeable, and MyFlare is flexible and rechargeable. And it's also comfortable.
For the price of $22.50, we could create this product that would essentially allow for someone to detect before they have a seizure, and this would heavily affect stuff like if you're on the road, for example, and you're driving. Some people are able to feel when they have seizures, they have a feeling in their mouth or head, but some people can't, and therefore this product would allow you to pull over and make sure no one else gets hurt in an accident. The gross profit margin for this would be like $6.8 million, which is quite a lot of money for just $40 per month. that we would hopefully sell to around 3.4 million in the US that are all affected by seizures. And this would allow a lot less accidents and stuff. Like say for example, you're at the top of the stairs, you're gonna have a seizure to go and sit down on the stairs before falling down, hurting yourself even more than you already are. Our target audience is people with epilepsy that can't afford a service dog or can't have one. For example, if you live in an apartment that doesn't allow animals, a lot of them will allow service animals, but some won't. And service animals can cost upwards of $1,000 of training, plus what breed of dog or cat or whatsoever you would need.
We would like our advertisers to be Apple, Netflix, Best Buy, and Medtronic. Thank you. Any questions?
So with this, so you're saying you want Apple to advertise, would this be a product that Apple is actually making? Would it be like the Apple Watch, so it's only something that they make for you?
Well, we were, for example, like a collaboration sort of thing, and maybe integrate it into the Apple Watch to make it more accessible through software or hardware. Thank you.
What is it detecting?
It's detecting your pulse to see increases or irregularities in the pulse that come from the brain.
What's the overlap with exercise there?
Usually, your pulse from exercise wouldn't be too irregular because exercise can be pretty well monitored, or you could just take it off before you exercise.
What would this product look like? I know you said it doesn't have a wristband and things like that, but what does it actually look like?
We haven't really thought about that yet, but yeah, like an Apple Watch or a Fitbit, something that would be rather unnoticeable.
How far in advance do you need in order to get your
About 12 to 10 minutes, because that's when the irregularities start to happen.
I'm Ryan, and our product is called MicroShield. Microplastics are extremely harmful. They destruct and hair cells, cause cell death, allergic reactions, oxidative stress, inflammation, and DNA damage. The visual concept of our product is a detachable water filter that detects the amount of microplastics that will be displayed on a small screen. The MicroShield will detect the microplastics using a scanning electron, determine the amount needed to be filtered, and send over the amount to the Ecolab. All of this will be powered by a battery.
These are attributes or bases compared to other competing products. Blue Star is chef-inspired appliance code. Life Straw creates portable filter straws, but that is not always applicable at home. Both products are comparable, but our product beats them out. These are our partners include Ecolab, the CDC, and Netflix. Ecolab and CDC help set guidelines for percentages. Netflix creates our sensor, and Walmart and Amazon will be our starting distributors.
This is going to be the cost of materials for one product. It's going to consist of 6 different parts, ending up at $26. This is our financials. Cost of one will be $52 including labor. 10% of the target market is 3.9 million people. The product's going to be sold at $78 per unit. Profits are estimated at $101 million. That's going to be a 33% gross profit margin.
Our advertising partners are Facebook and YouTube.
That is the conclusion. Any questions?
your product, it filters out the microplastics, but also the
Yes.
the presence, does it also tell you how much?
Yes. If it's going to have a small screen on the front of it that's going to have a display, and it's going to let you know how much is in your water, and it's also going to filter.
So it's targeted for residential?
Yes.
So then when they have that information about microplastics, what they do with that?
They can take it to either, you can take it to the city and let them know what's in the water, or you can get your own house filter that's going to do your whole system for you.
So how do you communicate to the customer? Obviously, if the customer thinks there's a problem, then how do you communicate the details at what level that becomes a problem so they know they need to react?
So the partnering with Ecolab that's going to set a guideline that's going to come with you when you purchase your microshield filter. It's going to show, it's going to have a little pamphlet that's going to show what levels are dangerous and what levels are acceptable. And then the CDC also provides some of those guidelines. And if you look at the visual concept where the filter is, that's actually going to be a small display screen, and that's going to give you your total number of microplastic percentage in your water. Any other questions?
Is this a household item, or are you targeting this towards individuals?
Right now, this is a residential item for our homes. Hopefully in the future, maybe move that to a commercial level.
But your pricing plan is based on?
Right now, the price in play
Just
is...
total population?
Yes, which is...
Not households?
No, that was a percentage of total houses. We're going to try and start in California. Anything else? Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Braden.
I'm Karen, so we're presenting the PLG today. The problem is that 50% of people don't take their medicine at the right time. 8 to 25% of medications being taken incorrectly in the U.S., and there are 91,000 accidental overdoses of medication in the U.S. per year.
We have two sensors that tell when the pills need to be taken. The processor determines that the pills are ready. It opens up and allows the person to grab the pills, and there's a Bluetooth antenna. Our product is swappable. It has sensors, pictures of pills, and affordable. As to where Medicure has all of those attributes, but it's not much affordable. And AccuPack is affordable, but doesn't have any of the other attributes our product has.
The total cost of our product is $37 to make. So we will sell our product for $111, and the profit will be around $3 million. Our target market is elderly people around the U.S.
Our key partners are CVS, Walgreens, Mercy Health, and Nextflex. And we'll advertise it on Facebook, and we're going to sell our product on Amazon. Thank you. Any questions?
Why did you choose to do this product?
So we chose to do this because the other person that was doing the service is not here, but we both related on the elderly people connection. My mom's worked in home health care since I was born, and there's times where your nurses won't give you your medicine when you need it, and it can cause you to either die or get sick. So this just dispenses it out so you don't have to wait for them to give it to you.
So this is targeted for like homebound people that can't get out. So I think an affordability way here at Walmart, and that you're talking about for people who are second.
Yeah.
Can you
with why your product is so much less expensive than the other product that you used as a comp? I mean, it seemed like they had the same attributes, but the cost of production was significantly less. That's okay.
Financial side of it,